Stop right there. Before you take another bite of your breakfast, you need to hear this. Because what you're eating in the first hour after waking up is either building powerful, resilient muscles or quietly accelerating muscle loss by an entire decade. I'm Dr. Ernst Cole, and I've spent 25 years studying muscle preservation in seniors. And what I'm about to reveal will probably upset you. Because the breakfast advice you've been following, the protein shake you're drinking, the timing you've been told is optimal, it's all wrong. Dead wrong. Here's the truth that nobody wants to tell you. Your body has a 90-minute window every single morning, a metabolic window so powerful that if you get it right, you can build muscle at nearly the same rate as someone 20 years younger. But if you get it wrong, and I guarantee most of you are getting it wrong, you're essentially telling your body to cannibalize its own muscle tissue for fuel. Welcome to Muscle After 60. Today, I'm going to expose the 3 catastrophic breakfast mistakes that are destroying your muscle mass. And I'm going to give you the exact protocol that activates your body's most powerful anabolic window, the one that disappears if you wait just 30 minutes too long. If you're over 60 and you've been eating breakfast by the book but still losing strength, drop the word "awakened" in the comments. And make sure you're subscribed because what I'm about to share will revolutionize your mornings forever. Let's begin. The morning muscle crisis nobody discusses. Here's what's happening inside your body right now as you wake up. And I need you to understand this because it changes everything. After 8 hours of fasting during sleep, your body is in a state called catabolism. That's a fancy medical term that means breakdown. Your body has been running on stored energy all night. Your blood sugar is low, your insulin is low, your muscle cells are literally starving for amino acids. Now, most people think this is normal, natural, just part of waking up. But here's the critical piece that changes everything. When you're over 60, your body's default response to this fasted state is fundamentally different than when you were younger. A 30-year-old's body in this state says, "Let's burn some stored fat for energy." That's ideal. But a 60-year-old's body? It says, "Let's break down muscle tissue for energy." That's catastrophic. This happens because of something called muscle protein breakdown rate. As we age, this rate accelerates dramatically. By age 60, you're losing muscle protein 40% faster during fasting periods than you did at age 40. Think about that. Every single morning, you wake up in a state where your body is actively consuming its own muscle tissue. It's like waking up to find your house is on fire and you have exactly 90 minutes to put it out before the damage becomes permanent. Most people sleepwalk through this window. They have their coffee, they check their phone, they read the paper. They wait an hour, maybe 2, before eating anything substantial. By the time they finally have breakfast, they've already lost. The fire has burned too long. The damage is done. And they do this every single day without ever knowing it. The 90-minute anabolic window. Let me explain the most important concept in senior muscle preservation. The morning anabolic window. From the moment you wake up, you have exactly 90 minutes. During this brief window, your muscle cells are in a state of extreme receptivity. They're primed, they're desperate, they're ready to absorb nutrients at a rate you won't see again until tomorrow morning. During this window, your muscle protein synthesis rate, that's the rate at which you build new muscle, can be elevated by up to 300%, 3 times higher than any other time of day. But here's the catch. This window doesn't stay open. It begins closing after 60 minutes. By 90 minutes, it's mostly shut. And by 2 hours, it's completely closed. The opportunity is gone. Research from the University of Texas Medical Center followed 200 seniors for 6 months. Half ate a high-protein breakfast within 30 minutes of waking. The other half waited 2 hours before eating the exact same breakfast. The results were staggering. The early breakfast group gained an average of 4.2 pounds of lean muscle mass. Their grip strength increased by 23%. Their walking speed improved significantly. The delayed breakfast group, they lost 1.1 pounds of muscle. Same food, same nutrients, same total daily protein. The only difference was timing. Let that sink in. The difference between gaining 4 pounds of muscle and losing 1 pound wasn't what they ate. It was when they ate it. Ancient warriors knew this secret. This isn't new science. We've just forgotten ancient wisdom. The Spartan warriors of ancient Greece understood morning nutrition instinctively. Before dawn training, they consumed what they called black broth. It was a thick mixture of pork, blood, and vinegar. Disgusting by modern standards, but metabolically brilliant. This meal delivered concentrated amino acids and iron immediately upon waking. It primed their muscles for the brutal physical training that followed. It's why they could maintain legendary strength and endurance well into their later years. The Roman gladiators followed a similar protocol. Their morning meal was called gladiatorum sagina, barley, beans, and dried meat. Heavy protein, complex carbs, eaten before sunrise. These were random choices. Through centuries of trial and error, they discovered what modern science is only now confirming. The first meal sets the metabolic tone for the entire day. Mistake number 1, waiting too long. The first catastrophic mistake most seniors make is waiting too long to eat protein after waking up. I hear the same story in my practice over and over. Dr. Cole, I'm not hungry in the morning. My stomach feels queasy. I just can't eat right away. I understand. I really do. As we age, morning appetite naturally decreases. Your digestion is slower. Your stomach produces less acid. It feels uncomfortable to eat solid food first thing. But here's the brutal truth. Your feelings don't change your physiology. Your muscles are breaking down whether you feel hungry or not. The 90-minute window is closing whether you have an appetite or not. Waiting until you feel hungry is costing you years of functional strength. Let me tell you about a patient named Robert. He was 78 years old, a retired firefighter. He'd maintained decent fitness his whole life. But suddenly, in his mid-70s, he started declining rapidly. Weaker, slower, more falls, more fatigue. We analyzed his routine. He was eating enough protein, getting adequate calories, but he never ate breakfast until 10 a.m. He'd wake at 6:30 a.m., have coffee, putter around the house, and finally eat when he felt hungry. By that time, his body had been in a catabolic state for nearly 12 hours. Every single day, he was waking up and immediately losing muscle for 3 to 4 hours before finally giving his body what it needed. We made one change, a protein shake within 30 minutes of waking. Just 30 grams of protein blended with water and a banana. That's it. Within 3 weeks, his energy improved. Within 6 weeks, he'd regained strength. Within 12 weeks, he'd added 3 pounds of lean muscle and felt steadier on his feet than he had in years. One simple change, massive results. The solution, the First Light Protocol. Here's exactly what you need to do. I call this the First Light Protocol. Within 30 minutes of waking, consume 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein. Not later, not when you feel hungry. Within 30 minutes. This protein needs to be fast digesting. Your muscles are starving. They need amino acids in the bloodstream immediately. Slow digesting proteins like casein or whole food meals take too long. The best options are whey protein isolate. This is the gold standard. It's absorbed within 30 minutes. It floods your bloodstream with amino acids exactly when your muscles need them most. Mix 35 grams with water or unsweetened almond milk. Add half a banana for quick digesting carbs that help shuttle the protein into muscle cells. Egg white protein powder. If you're lactose intolerant or sensitive to dairy, this is your second best option. Nearly as fast as whey, just as effective. Same protocol, 35 grams mixed with liquid. Collagen peptides with leucine. Collagen alone isn't complete protein, but when you add 5 grams of pure leucine powder, it becomes incredibly anabolic. Leucine is the master trigger for muscle protein synthesis. It's the ignition switch that starts the rebuilding process. Notice what I didn't mention: solid food breakfast, oatmeal, eggs and toast, Greek yogurt with fruit. These are fine meals. They're nutritious, but they're not optimal for this specific window. They digest too slowly. By the time the amino acids reach your bloodstream, the window is already closing. Save the solid food breakfast for later. First thing, within 30 minutes of waking, hit your muscles with fast-digesting liquid protein. Give them exactly what they're screaming for. Mistake number 2, the wrong type of protein. The second mistake is consuming the wrong type of protein in the morning window. Not all proteins are created equal, especially for people over 60. Here's what most people don't understand. As you age, your body becomes resistant to anabolic signals. Scientists call this anabolic resistance. It means your muscles don't respond to protein the same way they used to. When you were 30, eating 20 grams of protein was enough to maximize muscle protein synthesis. Your body was sensitive. It responded quickly. But by age 60, you need 40 grams of protein to get the same response. Your muscles have become stubborn. They need a much stronger signal. And it's not just about total protein. It's about leucine content. Leucine is one of the 3 branch-chain amino acids. It's the single most important amino acid for triggering muscle growth. Think of it as the key that unlocks the door to muscle protein synthesis. Research shows that seniors need approximately 3 grams of leucine per meal to maximize anabolic response. That's double what younger adults need. Most common breakfast proteins don't come close to this threshold. Let me show you the numbers. Greek yogurt, 1 cup, 1.2 grams of leucine. Not enough. 2 whole eggs, 1.0 grams of leucine. Not enough. Oatmeal with almond butter, 0.8 grams of leucine. Not enough. 1 scoop of standard whey protein, 2.0 grams of leucine. Getting closer, but still not optimal. You see the problem? The typical healthy senior breakfast that everyone recommends doesn't contain nearly enough leucine to overcome anabolic resistance. Your body's capable of building muscle. Your cells are ready, but you're not giving them a strong enough signal. The leucine solution. Here's how to fix this immediately. Your morning protein shake needs to contain at least 3 grams of leucine, preferably 4 to 5 grams for maximum anabolic response. The easiest way to achieve this? 2 scoops of whey protein isolate. Most quality brands contain about 2.5 grams of leucine per scoop. 2 scoops get you to 5 grams. Perfect. Or 1 scoop of whey protein plus 3 grams of pure leucine powder. This is what I personally do. It's more cost-effective and gives you precise control over leucine dosage. The moment those amino acids hit your bloodstream, something remarkable happens inside every muscle cell in your body. A protein complex called mTOR activates. Think of mTOR as the master switch for muscle growth. When leucine levels surge, mTOR flips on. And when mTOR is active, your muscles shift from breakdown mode to building mode. Protein synthesis ramps up. The ribosomes inside your muscle cells, the tiny factories that assemble amino acids into new muscle protein, they go into overdrive. They work faster. They work more efficiently. At the same time, protein breakdown slows dramatically. Your body stops cannibalizing existing muscle tissue for energy. The fire gets extinguished. This metabolic shift from catabolism to anabolism can happen in as little as 15 minutes after consuming high leucine protein, but only if the timing is right, only if you hit that 90-minute window. Mistake number 3, skipping carbohydrates. The third critical mistake is consuming protein without carbohydrates in the morning window. I know, low carb is trendy, keto is popular, Everyone's avoiding carbs like they're poison. But here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. For muscle building in seniors, carbohydrates in the morning are absolutely essential, not optional, essential. Let me explain why. When you consume protein, amino acids flood into your bloodstream. That's good. That's exactly what we want. But here's the problem. Amino acids can't enter muscle cells on their own. They need a transport system. That transport system is insulin. Insulin acts like a key that unlocks muscle cell membranes. It signals special proteins called glucose transporters to move to the cell surface. These transporters create channels that allow amino acids to flow from your bloodstream into your muscle cells. Without insulin, amino acids just float around in your blood. Your muscles are starving right next to an abundant food supply they can't access. It's like being locked out of your house with bags of groceries in your hands. This is where carbohydrates become critical. When you eat carbs, your blood sugar rises. Your pancreas detects this and releases insulin. That insulin surge opens the gates to your muscle cells. Now the amino acids from your protein shake can actually get where they need to go. Studies show that combining protein with carbohydrates increases muscle protein synthesis by 35% compared to protein alone. 35%. The carbs don't need to be complicated. You don't need a huge bowl of oatmeal or 3 slices of toast. Half a banana in your protein shake. Perfect. About 15 grams of fast-digesting carbs. Enough to trigger insulin release without spiking your blood sugar too high. A tablespoon of raw honey mixed in. Nature's perfect simple sugar. Absorbs rapidly, triggers insulin quickly. A handful of blueberries. Antioxidants plus simple sugars. Ideal combination. The ratio you're aiming for is about 30 to 40 grams of protein with 15 to 20 grams of carbohydrates. This combination maximizes both the anabolic signal from leucine and the transport mechanism from insulin. A complete morning protocol. Let me bring this all together into one clear, actionable protocol. Step 1. Set your alarm 30 minutes earlier. I know nobody wants to hear this, but you need time to execute this protocol properly. You can't rush it. Wake up. Don't hit snooze. Your muscle-building window starts the moment your eyes open. Step 2. Hydrate first. Before anything else, drink 16 ounces of room-temperature water. Your body is dehydrated after 8 hours of sleep. This water primes your digestive system and helps with nutrient absorption. Add a pinch of sea salt to the water. This provides electrolytes and helps your body retain the hydration instead of flushing it straight through. Step 3. Prepare your anabolic shake. In a blender, combine 2 scoops of whey protein isolate, or 1 scoop plus 3 grams of leucine powder, half a banana, 1 tablespoon of raw honey, 12 ounces of water or unsweetened almond milk. Optional, 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed for omega-3s. Blend for 30 seconds until smooth. Step 4. Consume within 30 minutes of waking. Drink the entire shake. Don't sip it slowly over an hour. Get it down within 10 minutes. Your goal is to flood your system with amino acids as quickly as possible while your anabolic window is wide open. Step 5. Wait 60 to 90 minutes, then eat your regular breakfast. After your initial protein shake, go about your morning routine. Shower, get dressed, read the news, whatever you normally do. Then, 60 to 90 minutes after your shake, eat a normal, balanced breakfast. Eggs, whole grain toast, vegetables, whatever you enjoy. This second meal provides sustained energy for the rest of your morning. But it's not competing with the anabolic shake. You've already captured the 90-minute window with fast-digesting protein. Now you're just maintaining steady energy levels. The metabolic cascade. Let me explain exactly what's happening inside your body when you follow this protocol correctly. You wake up. Your cortisol is elevated. That's normal. Cortisol is your wake-up hormone. But in a fasted state, Cortisol breaks down muscle tissue for energy. Within 30 minutes, you consume your high-leucine protein shake with fast-digesting carbs. 15 minutes later, amino acids enter your bloodstream. Leucine levels surge. The mTOR pathway activates in every muscle cell. Protein synthesis begins ramping up. 20 minutes later, blood glucose rises from the carbohydrates. Your pancreas releases insulin. Glucose transporters move to muscle cell surfaces. The gates open wide. 30 minutes later, amino acids flood into muscle cells. Ribosomes begin assembling these amino acids into new muscle protein. The construction crew is fully mobilized and working. 45 minutes later, cortisol begins dropping. Your body shifts from a catabolic breakdown state to an anabolic building state. The fire is extinguished. 60 to 90 minutes later, peak muscle protein synthesis is achieved. Your muscles are building at maximum capacity. This elevated rate continues for 3 to 4 hours. This cascade only happens if you hit the timing correctly. If you wait too long, the cortisol damage accumulates. The window closes. The opportunity is lost. Common questions and concerns? Let me address the most common objections I hear. But Dr. Cole, I've heard intermittent fasting is good for longevity. Intermittent fasting has benefits. I'm not denying that. It can improve insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, potentially extend lifespan. But here's the critical nuance. Those benefits come primarily from caloric restriction and metabolic flexibility, not from the fasted state itself. You can achieve the same longevity benefits by restricting your eating window to 8 to 10 hours per day while still eating immediately upon waking. For example, eat your first meal at 7 a.m. and your last meal by 5 p.m. For people over 60, especially those concerned about muscle loss, the risks of extended morning fasting outweigh the benefits. Muscle preservation must be the priority. Everything else is secondary. What if I genuinely can't stomach food or liquids first thing in the morning? This is a legitimate concern. Some seniors experience morning nausea, especially if they take medications on an empty stomach. Here's my recommendation. Start smaller. Instead of a full 40-gram protein shake, start with 20 grams, a half serving. Get your body acclimated, or try protein water. Mix unflavored whey isolate with plain water and a squeeze of lemon. It's lighter on the stomach than a thick shake. The key is consistency. Even a smaller amount of protein is better than nothing. And over time, your digestive system will adapt. Your morning appetite will return. What about coffee? Should I drink it before or after the protein shake? Great question. Coffee actually enhances protein absorption when consumed strategically. Here's the protocol. Drink your protein shake first. Wait 15 minutes, then have your coffee. The caffeine in coffee can slightly impair immediate protein absorption if consumed simultaneously. But 15 minutes later, it actually helps. Caffeine increases blood flow to muscles, which improves amino acid delivery. Just don't add sugar or high-fat cream to your morning coffee. A splash of unsweetened almond milk is fine, but too much fat slows protein absorption, which defeats the purpose. Your 30-day challenge. Here's what I want you to do. Starting tomorrow morning, commit to this protocol for 30 days. Week 1. Set your alarm 30 minutes earlier. Prepare your anabolic shake exactly as I described. Consume it within 30 minutes of waking. Track how you feel throughout the day. Week 2. Continue the protocol. Pay attention to your energy levels, your sleep quality, your strength during daily activities. Week 3. Assess your progress. Are you feeling stronger, more energetic, less fatigued in the afternoon? Week 4. By now, this routine should feel natural, automatic. Your body will start craving that morning protein shake. It will become as essential as brushing your teeth. At the end of 30 days, measure your progress objectively. Test your grip strength with a dynamometer. Time yourself walking a specific distance. Count how many chair stands you can do in 30 seconds. Compare those numbers to where you started. I guarantee you'll see improvement. The bigger picture. What I shared today is one piece of a larger puzzle. The morning anabolic window is critical, but it's not the only factor in senior muscle preservation. You also need adequate total daily protein, which I'll cover in depth in an upcoming video. You need strategic resistance training designed specifically for aging bodies. You need proper sleep, which we discussed in our nighttime vitamin video. You need to manage inflammation and oxidative stress. But here's the thing. You have to start somewhere, and the morning protocol is the foundation. It's the single highest leverage change you can make right now. Get this right, and everything else becomes easier. Your energy improves, making exercise more sustainable. Your recovery speeds up, allowing more frequent training. Your hunger signals normalize, making nutrition easier to manage. One change creates a cascade of positive effects. Final words. You've made it to the end. And if you've truly understood what I've shared, you now possess knowledge that most doctors never learn in medical school. You understand the 90-minute anabolic window. You know why leucine is the master trigger for muscle growth. You know why carbohydrates are essential for protein utilization. You know the 3 catastrophic mistakes that most seniors make every single morning. Most importantly, you know exactly what to do tomorrow morning when you wake up. I'm not asking you to believe me on faith. I'm asking you to try this protocol for 30 days and judge the results yourself. Your body will tell you if this works. Your strength will tell you. Your energy will tell you. Your reflection in the mirror will tell you. Before you go, I want to hear from you. What time do you currently eat your first meal after waking? Have you been unknowingly starving your muscles every morning? Drop a comment below and tell me your current breakfast routine. And here's something you absolutely cannot miss. Tomorrow, I'm revealing the one household food that blocks protein absorption by 40%. It's in nearly every senior's kitchen. You probably ate it this week, and it's sabotaging every gram of protein you're consuming. Make sure you're subscribed to Muscle After 60 so you don't miss this critical information. Hit that subscribe button right now. I'm Dr. Ernst Cole, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay strong.